What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Little Big Man movie review. Instead of Little Big Man Gaming, this is a movie review, so I feel like right now I'm Little Big Man movie reviewer, and we're reviewing, as you can see from behind me, A Quiet Place Day One, and this was a good one. This was a good movie. I enjoyed it. Um, I brought the first Quiet Place movie. I still gotta buy the second one, and then I want to buy this one too because these were all three of these movies are good movies, and Day One is no exception. But Day One is a prequel. It's also a spinoff too. I think this is meant to be. This is both a spinoff and a prequel. But it basically shows you what makes it a spinoff. It is because it's about the two main characters that you can see are just people who are not that you didn't see in the first movie, but it's also a prequel because somebody from one of the movies does appear in here. Um, and that would be the guy from Quiet Place Part Two when they get to the island. Um, he in the Quiet Place Part Two, he didn't have a name. Then he was just a nameless character. They didn't have a name for him in the movie, but in this one, it's revealed that his name is Henry. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, it's the black guy that was both in the Fast and the Furious. What was that? He was in one of the Fast and the Furious when he when when he was one of the people after Dom working for Cypher. It was Dom and Jason Statham character that was after him. He was the guy that was looking at Dom when he drove off the mountain with the hacker girl. Or he was in the Rebel. He's in the Rebel Moon movies too. Uh, but he is the only returning character from the main movies that returns in this one, and this is pretty much what I would expect because he said he was there when the boat started going to the island. So it made sense to have him there because he did say in part two that he was there when they started putting the boats in the water to get to the island, and that it was revealed that they can't swim. So that's why they was moving away from the main states into the islands away from the main states because they could not swim. And I think that was also revealed in part one, but I'm not sure about part one. But I know it was revealed in part two that they couldn't swim. That's like their weakness. And also like it's also their weakness to like if it rains or you're standing something under or is you standing under something with heavy rain or heavy water flow, you can actually talk and they can't hear you because of the water, because of their acute hearing. The water is actually silencing your voice as long as you talk with a whisper. If you talk with a whisper, you could talk underneath running water or something like that. It had to be something loud, therefore it could dull your voice from them hearing it. But with that being said, now that you got a little bit of a setup, the story follows with T'Challa's girl right here. Her name is Sam or Samara. I think her full name is Samara. Uh, I'm not. I gotta go back to see that because I think I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's Samara or Sam for short. And of course, she got herself a cat. Um, the cat is her cat name is Frodo, which is like her. I think what they call that. They call her like a companion, or I forgot what they actually uh, what they consider Frodo. I think it's like her comfort cat or support cat. Like so, you know how some people have like support dogs and animals and stuff for dealing with their trauma and depression and whatnot. That's basically where Frodo is, just like a support cat. So we find out that Sam is terminally ill. She has cancer, and she's basically to the point where the cancer has advanced so much that she could basically drop dead at any moment. Like, she that her she it, they don't the fact that she's lived this long is she has lived. I think it's told in the movie she's lived longer than at the beginning to basically when they could still talk. It was told that she's lived longer than what the doctors expected her to live, and but that they do know that she's basically to the point where she could die at any moment, like any day. Every day she wakes up is a blessing because she could die at any moment from the cancer, basically. Um, which lead that well, I get to it in a minute, or a little bit later, but that leads into one of my negatives. I think it's the only negative I got about this movie. Um, but yeah, we follow her into New York, where she's taking like on a trip with other people. By the way, she was at like a hospice facility. Um, and they go from the hospice facility to New York they go to like this play or whatever, and that's basically where, and I think they was going to get some pizza, but there was basically where everything went wrong. I think it went wrong like after they left the play. Yeah, like after they leave the play, everything goes wrong because that's when the meteors, because they really wasn't I think they were meteors with the aliens attached to them, and they crash land on. You can see they crash landing because like and they in the sky, so you can see them crash land like in different states and part. They spreading throughout the planet to different states, but one does indeed crash or several crash right there in New York, causing the basically of the movie to happen, where where they would go and find where she would end up with the survivors and stuff. The dude from A Quiet Place 2 that we see in the trailers, he's only to this point. This is the perfect time to say that he's only in the movie a handful of times. I would say like at least 3 to 4 scenes, maybe. Like he's not in the movie a lot, but he plays a significant role, but he's not in the movie a lot. This is just basically his part for the most part is to be to coincide what he said in part two, where he was there when on the first day when they how they got from the cities to the island. Because remember in part two they tried to figure out how they all got to the island. He said they was and he told them how they got there, and this basically is told. This is shown by focusing on other two people, but it also shows what he was saying in that movie. Um, yeah, pretty much they go. We meet after that. With shortly after that, we meet Eric. His introduction into the movie that happens almost. It's still at the beginning, but it's like that. It's at the end. I would say it's at the end of the beginning and the beginning of the middle part of the movie. So he's not there at the beginning. He's at the end of the beginning to middle to start of the middle, and then he go on an adventure with her and everything like that. Um, this was a good movie. I love the visuals, the acting. It was very much a Quiet Place, movie. The only thing I didn't like about this movie was the ending. The ending was predictable, and the reason why I say it's predictable because the ending is one of those endings where if you watch anything like this, yeah, it you look up any movie that got this type of structure where it's an apocalyptic or something's happening and the main character has a terminal illness, you could see the ending coming from a mile away. Especially given the fact that how we see people, I guess you could say, take themselves out in these type of movies, and not in these type of movies, but in between the first Quiet Place movie and this one, we seeing people take themselves out in a certain way, And with that style, you could tell that this I saw the ending of this movie coming just right at the beginning. Like as soon as we learned that she was terminally ill and had cancer, I was able to tell. Yeah, I knew how this movie was going to end. I knew exactly how it was going to end. There was going to be a goodbye and a sacrifice and whatever, the ending and the sacrifice wasn't even the part I'm talking about. It was afterwards. So it was just like that's my only gripe with this movie is that's my only gripe is the ending was very predictable. Like the ending was so predictable that the one person out of the other the other the background characters who do die, I knew that this main character was going to die. Like just because how the movie struck. The movie basically is so predictable. The movie itself tells you this is how it's going to end. So that's how predictable it is. They can't even deny the predictability. Um, they go ahead and just straight up tell you like, yeah, this person is not going to make it. By the way, that background where you can see, like, you can see behind me, like the meteors. That's actually how, when all this begins, that's how it looks. That's actually a good shot of it, of what I was talking about earlier. That's actually how it looks in the movie. When they notice everything started to go down, that's what they see. Um, yeah, I'm gonna give this movie a 9 out of 10. Um, which is a very good movie. It's way above average for me. Like I said, the only thing I didn't like about this movie was the fact that it was the ending was very predictable from the beginning too. Like that's irritating. Like everything else was fine. The acting, the visuals, all that was fine. It was the fact that from the very beginning to end, the ending was predictable. And I don't. The one thing about me, I don't like. Yeah, I don't like those type of movies with this type of ending because it's just sad and tragic. And I get it. Cancer is sad and tragic in itself. Um, but it's just like when they do that in a movie, I just don't like it. I just don't. It's because it's predictable and it's cheap and it's a way out. Like for me, I would rather have like the movie said that at some time later, blah 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 is gone now. But like just and then like to do it, and then when you do it, and like the actual killing blow is off screen. That was also a lame cop out too. Like the fact that there was a predictable ending with a lame off screen, you just know, like you just have to presume it happened type thing was just no. But you let me know in the comments down below without spoiling the movie what you thought, and I kind of gave you, if you realize I did kind of hinted at what and who dies. So if you use context clues, you understand what I mean. But yeah, if you enjoyed the movie, you let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, without spoiling it, if you enjoy my review, you hit this button right there for all of my movie reviews. And if you enjoy the video so much and want to support the channel, all you gotta do is hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button. Because we try to get to 10,000 subscribers. I really need you guys' help on that. And as always, in one of these videos for more of my amazing content, but don't go anywhere because I got reactions, especially given the fact that we just did a review for A Quiet Place. I got one of the reactions is the video game. They released a new trailer, so peace out.